Hello, hello, hello. It is lovely, lovely, lovely to see this setup again. I hope that you are doing well. I'm finally back and not jet lagged. Um, really, I was quite surprised at how hard the jet lag hit. You know, it was crazy. I just got back from Japan, and it has taken me a few days to like get recalibrated, to get to sleep normally, but I'm doing pretty good. I am gonna try turning that down a little. Yeah, okay, so basically, what we're gonna do today is, while it's just me, hanging out here, we're gonna play some Infinity Nikki, and if we have anybody join us in the chat, we'll do a little bit of a talk about my time in Japan. I might bring up some things that I got to do while over there, but for the most part, it's gonna be just trying to get through the last like little bit that's left to do in this season of Infinity Nikki. I do have what? Anyway, yes. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, cool. Let's get going. I was able, while I was in Japan, I did do a tiny bit of gaming while when we were in the hotel, like in the evening, or when I woke up at like 4 in the morning, because it kept waking up at 4 in the morning. So I was able to pull the new gliding ability outfit, or this one. I was able to pull this one, and I love her. She's fantastic. No notes. And we did get a new bit of a stream set up, so I'm just wanting to make sure, because I think this I think this only pulls from Twitch. Oh, it only sends to Twitch.
That is correct. So
don't type a comment. Okay. So we're gonna work on getting as many of the dailies as we can get done. And get some of the storyline done. I'll come back here and we'll... Hi, Alexandria! Thank you! Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy to be back. Yeah, I'm so happy to be back. How are you doing? Okay, I want to teleport there. no, we missed the train. I just finished my Halloween dress, so now I can relax. Yay! Okay, so now we got one more day of those to collect. Ooh.
The wind is picking up. Momo, be careful. Don't blow away. It's just a light breeze. I'm not worried at all.
IDK what the fabric is called, but I think it's like a polyester satin. Boy, oh boy, was I ready to set on fire. Oh, girl. Bestie, I relate so heavily. No, I kid you not. Some of my least favorite materials to work with are polyester satins. I made, I don't know if you remember, I've worn it, I've posted a few videos in it, but I made this dress that's like covered in mushrooms. That material is the worst. It was the worst to work with, and I've done 2 projects with it, and like the thing about it is like whenever it would snag, because inevitably it would snag on my needle for some reason, even though I would try, you know, I would try to be really good, and you know, make sure that it wouldn't snag. It would snag, and it was black with mushrooms on it, like black and then like mushrooms on top of black. Well, it would snag, and it would snag white. And I could not. I could not. So girl, I feel you. I relate so heavily, but I'm sure it looks amazing. The fraying is so bad. The fray, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Awful. Terrible. I like working with cottons, which speaking of cotton, I do have some content that I'm working on editing in regards to my trip to Japan and my trip to the fabric town, Nippori. Oh, I love it. I love it. I loved it. But I did get some cottons. Pretty much I think all I bought was cottons, or like cotton poly blends. But I only got one cotton specifically for myself to make some clothing out of. Which actually I can switch over. Give me just a second to adjust the table. I can actually switch over. And I can I have prepared some things for a show and tell, just in case anybody came into stream, because I know I've been gone for a while. So let me get some things in place. Hopefully this is good. We'll find out. Okay, there's Infinity Nikki. We're gonna move her out of the way for a minute there. And keyboard. Yeah, okay. So this is my tray of things to present to the council for my haul. It's not everything that I bought. Oh, it's like a boo/fall basket. Yes. My own personal one. So this is not everything that I bought. I am not showcasing anything that I bought as a gift. 1. 2, I'm already using some things and I really did not want to bring them out here because I'm already using them. I did buy shampoo and conditioner. And that's in my shower. And that was like the heaviest thing. It made it so I had to buy a second. So I bought one suitcase because like fabric's large. It wasn't going to fit in my carry-on. I had no hope of that happening. So I bought a big suitcase. It was just a little over $100 to buy the suitcase, which is like fine considering like the place I bought it from. A similar suitcase at a different place would have been twice that. So I'm not complaining at all. But then when I got everything together, I got like things packed into the big suitcase and my carry-on. I weighed them and they were too heavy. So I got this. I had to go out and I got it. It was like 3,000 yen at Loft. It was like this like collapsible bag, like that you can use like as it's a fully zippered bag. And I ended up using that as my carry-on item, and I ended up checking my carry-on suitcase that I brought with me. So yeah. So not everything is here. But the things I wanted to share are. So we're going to start with the thing that's on top, which is the thing that I bought the most of as far as fabric goes for myself. It is this fun strawberry fabric with basically just talking about strawberries in French all over it. And you know what? I love it. I am creating for myself a wardrobe of strawberry clothing, and I will be that person who's got a thing, and that thing is strawberries. I will before we do go any further, take my earphones off so I can show you my earrings. They are little Fido earrings I got at the Pokemon Center. The thing that surprised me the most, I think it was, I was shocked by, actually, pleasantly, was the fact that every earring option they had at the Pokemon Center, they had in both like a post or like the little ring, like post back loop thing, whatever, those, but then they also had it in a clip-on version. And since I'm a girly without ears pierced, but I still like wearing earrings, I was like, what? I have never been to a place where I've seen that many like new modern clip-ons in like fandom things. So inclusive, right? Because like, I mean, for me, it's because I'm a wimp that I haven't pierced my ears. But for like a lot of people, there's like allergies. There's like stricter religious reasons why they wouldn't like get their ears pierced, but they still want to have like fun with accessories. All those different reasons. And yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised. Anyway, when I got home, I went into my pattern stash and I grabbed the pattern because I wanted to just confirm that I did in fact buy enough of it. And I did. I think I just bought enough. In order to achieve this pattern, which was specifically pattern 2. Anyway, pattern 2. That's the one I'm wanting to make out of it. And this I got at Tomato. The first day that we went to Tomato, or the Nippori specifically, the first day we went to Nippori was actually sports day, which if you've watched any anime that is set in a school, you know, sports day. It's the day in every anime that's set in school where they don't have classes and they participate in track and field events, you know, those things. Sports day. Did not fully realize how much that impacted just other businesses in general across Japan, which should not have surprised me. I should not have been surprised by that, but I was. Not every store in Nippuri was closed on that day, but Tomato was, and every Tomato location, which was a good chunk of the street. You use that? Oh, yay! I love it! Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love. So yeah, so the first day we went, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh no. But we did find that one of the stores that was open did have a bunch of like these little bundles of fabric. So I got some for a project that I've been asked to do by my partner's mother. I'm going to see how things work out for that. I think I'm going to end up using some of these to do some like appliques for that project. And then I also found these two, like there are so many cute licensed fabrics, but at the same shop, I found these two. No, that's not true. I lie. I forgot where I got these. I got these in Kyoto. I got these in Kyoto at a fabric store in Kyoto. And so they're the only two things that I bought at the fabric store in Kyoto. So because I didn't have another suitcase at the time, so I didn't go crazy in Kyoto at that fabric store. But really, really cute. Hungry Caterpillar, because there's plenty of small children around in my life that I can make something for them out of Hungry Caterpillar. It's a classic and it's cute. And then, I mean, Cinnamoroll was just too cute. I couldn't pass up. Oh, pink bubble check is so cute. Yes, Cinnamoroll, yes. So, today I'm not making anything. Today we're doing a little bit of a catch up because I've been to Japan. Amaris, please let me know if I've pronounced that terribly wrong. I'm going through some of the things that I got for myself personally from Japan. I'm not going through any of the stuff that I've gotten as gifts because I would like some people to be a little bit surprised by their gifts. Okay, good. Thank goodness. Yay. Sometimes I do question my ability to read and then pronounce things out loud correctly. But I do, one of the things that I do have planned is this dress from this fabric that I got. This fabric that I got in Japan. Because I went to Japan and one of the biggest things that I wanted to do while I was there was go to Nippuri, which is their fabric town. And I did. First day, only the store that sold these tiny things was open that I bought fabric from. There were a couple other stores that were open, but that was the main one. I also bought some bits and pieces of fabric for my mom to play with quilting, and also for my cousins that do my cousin makes doll clothes, specifically for like the Blythe dolls. So I did get some stuff for her, which I am only going to say that much just in case she watches this, because I still would like her to be a little bit surprised by the things that I'd got her. Yes. Anyway, so then we went back the next day, the day after sports day, in hopes that things would be open. And they were, and it was great. It was fantastic. I walked up and down floors in their like main store. They had like in Tomato in their main store has like, I think like five open floors. I think. Tissues, sorry, in case I decided to get weepy. 5 open floors, and they have some cottons on the base floor, but then most of the cottons are up on one of the other floors in the store. And And I got some things for my mom to make for my partner and I, which I don't know where she put them, but they were cute. Trust me. When when I catch you, Ricky, anyway, no, when I find them, I will show them. I just don't know where she put them. She's gonna play and make something. My mom asked me, like, when I asked if she wanted anything specifically, while I was in Japan, she's like, buy things, and she gave me money for this. Buy things that you would want me to make something for you out of. So I think the plan is that she's gonna make a couple like throw blankets for us, so like each of us can have one. So yeah, the other materials that I found while I was there, because again, I do have small children in my life, so child print of dinosaurs, but dinosaurs are fun. And then my partner really liked this one, so I picked that up. I do love their remnant sections. Their remnants are like massive. And then there was this amazing retro Hello Kitty fabric, which I picked up and then sat down, like put it back, and then continued shopping on that floor. And then when we were like on the way to get like the fabric that I needed to get cut, I picked it back up again because I was like, no, I'm gonna be so upset about with myself if I don't take this home. Do I know what I'm gonna make out of it? No, but it is only well, it was only 680 yen. I actually don't know how much of it was. Like, the sticker is actually covering how many meters it is. 0.4 meters. So I was like, I'm gonna kick myself if I don't take it. So I grabbed it. I grabbed it. Your fabric is so pretty. Thank you. But yes, it is huge. Oh my goodness. No. And that wasn't the only store. So they had another one that I went to. They have like multiple locations, and they had another one where they had Tomato had some yarn and like embroidery stuff and like books, and like majority of like their sewing patterns were being sold at that location. And then the second floor, because that one was only 2 floors, the second floor was all wool. We went up there, we looked around. I was looking at things. I was like, I still haven't used the wools that I have in my collection. I haven't done anything with them yet. I have ideas of what to do with them, but I haven't been able to decide on the right one. I have no business buying wool. Not when I have stuff in my stash I still need to use. I have no business buying wool. So I didn't, but also it was also wool in general is pretty expensive, so it was not in my budget. Maybe some pockets. And we, my partner and I did also go to the Ghibli Park, which is so fun. I know I've already shown like a clip from the Ghibli Park and like a photo from the Ghibli Park on like TikTok, Instagram, and here on YouTube in my shorts. And that's me walking through the little walkthrough area that they had for why am I now spacing on that movie's name? It starts with an A. Amaretti? I think it was Amaretti. Arietti. It's Arietti. Ah, gosh. Why? Let's see. A-R-I. Ghibli movies. Because my brain hates me. I love that movie, but for some reason, I'm spacing on the movie's name. Yeah, Arietti. Did you cry? I would have cried. You know what? I did. My eyes watered at and it didn't, it helped that it was also kind of raining that day. So like it wasn't too hot. It wasn't too hot, which was fantastic. It was great. I had like that. This is why I have the tissues. No, it was great. So, okay, when we got to the park, we had gotten up so early that day. Like I got up at like 4, so we could leave by like we needed to leave Tokyo by 6 to get there before like it opened. And when we got there, we lined up for the Valley of the Witches. Because that has like the longest line, and our time for the warehouse wasn't until like noon, so we had time. So we did the Valley of the Witches and toured Howl's Moving Castle. There was a house from one of like the newer movies that to be honest I haven't seen, but it was like the first house like when you walked into that section of the park. Which was very cool. Howl's Moving Castle. Then we went to Kiki's house. And then we did, and then the bakery, and then above the bakery they do have like Kiki's little apartment up there, which is very, very cute. And all of the details, like it was so immersive, the details from like the Ariete part in the warehouse where you were able to take photos are like an example of how detailed the rest of the park is, the part that you're not able to take photos in. And I am really like, I totally, absolutely 100% am glad that they don't have that. They don't have the they don't allow you to take photos inside, because it would be an absolute disaster. I'm actually going to take these off because they're not comfortable with the headphones. Sorry. We'll put them there. It would have been an absolute like headache and disaster with people trying to, get the perfect photo, to get the perfect shot. And thankfully they do have like employees like stationed in like pretty regular locations to kind of stop people from like to make sure that people are following the rules. Which is fantastic. So yeah, like everything was so perfect. Inside the houses, you could open cupboards. Like, and when you open the cupboards, there was stuff in the cupboards. Like, you can open the fridges if there's a fridge, and there's stuff in the fridges that like it like opening the inside the house from My Neighborhood Totoro, because that is in a different area of the park completely. Like you could open up like their wardrobes and you see like mom and dad's clothes, and like you open up the little drawers and you can see like other of like the mom's keepsakes in the drawers, and like the little like it was honestly like I am I loved it. It was great. I know there have been a lot of people that have been like, yeah, like it's like not worth it. And I disagree. Here's the thing about this park, right? This park is built on the grounds of the 2005 World Expo. And it utilizes a lot of the structures that were there for the World Expo. It is the commemorative garden of that. Like they turned the World Expo area into this garden, and which is free to enter, mind you. Like it's free to enter this park, the commemorative park. You can go there. You just cannot enter any of the Ghibli areas without having to pay. So like the park itself, like you can go and you can like walk up this hill, and there's an overlook onto, like onto the Valley of the Witches. Like you could like I think that would be like you could go there without having a ticket. No one checked tickets to go see that part, like to walk in the forest. But there were areas where you did have tickets get checked. Like we had our wristbands, that like got checked. Like that's like to go to the park itself, you can just go and chill out. Like that, like it's a park. But in order to get the full like you know, full experience on the park, yeah, Ghibli tickets are kind of required. Um, but yeah, I think it's absolutely worth it for people that like, I think for most of the people that are let down, I think that they had a misconception of what the park was. Either they thought it was going to be just an expanded version of the museum, or they were expecting something similar to Disney. Since often Ghibli is like equated to Disney when like people, like especially people from our part of the world, are trying to explain to people that do not know what Ghibli is. Like that is often like brought up. It's like old school Disney. And then having to explain what the park is, it's like it's a theme park, but it's more heavy on the park part and less on the like it's a theme park, but it's not an amusement park. Where like Disney is a theme amusement park, Ghibli is heavy on the theme and the park part, like park, like benches and places for people to play soccer and places for people to, you know, eat lunch. Maybe there's a food truck. Maybe there was actually a couple food trucks. Yeah, they want their Insta photo and don't really want to enjoy being in the moment. Exactly. 100%. It was fantastic. I loved it. The warehouse was great. Your entry to the warehouse gets you a ticket for the short film theater, which has a movie that's played there that is only played there. And that was fantastic. That movie was so good. It's about a dog that goes on this little adventure to try and find his girl, because his owner, who's a little girl, had to go off to school, and this puppy did not want to be separated from her, and he gets lost, and then the little girl and the mom are trying to find him, and then like it's all in Japanese, like, right, like you can't, like there's no subtitles, as there doesn't need to be, but there's no subtitles, but like they're not needed. You get the like the emotions are very, very clear, and then like when her dad comes home from work, you know exactly what she's saying. Like this little girl, you know. At one point there is a scene where the dog is running across these train tracks, and there is a train coming, and it is animated in such a way that it is so close. Like we're not entirely sure if this dog has made it over the track or not. Like for a split second, you don't know, and you're like, this little kid starts screaming, crying, and you know what? We were sitting pretty close to the kid, like we're like just a little bit over, and I was just like, same kid, like I get it, 100% I get it, but like the parents were trying to like, you know, like soothe the kid, like, yeah, like it's okay, look, he's there, like he's still running, and I'm like, no, I get the kid 100%. But then like they did have to leave the theater, which I'm sure was disappointing for the parents and for the child too. But I literally gasped. I was like, I actually like clutched my pearls, like my eyes started watering, and like I grabbed my partner's hand, and I was like, and then the puppy was okay, and then we were good. The kid was not, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. If I didn't have just like a shred of faith in Hayao Miyazaki, I would have lost it. But like I would have lost it more than I did. When it came to stuff that I did get in the park as far as merch goes, the stuff that I have here are, did I get this in the park? No, I didn't. I bought this at one of the stores. Were these stamps, which is from Kiki's. And I did get this in the park, but not in the park. I got this, so outside of the park, they have a Lawson's, and they had like the whole like they had a gift shop outside of the like the main park area, like the big gate. It's an onigiri lunchbox. It's insulated. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed, guys. It's so cute. I had to have it. I had to get it. You know, for those runs I make to H Mart and buy onigiri, or for those times I try and make it myself. Lunchbox. It's cute. I think I also did. Okay, so then at the did I get the washi tape? Where did I get the washi tape? I don't remember, honestly, guys. I don't remember anymore. I think I blacked out. Fairly certain I blacked out at some point. I know from the Ghibli stores, I got these pins. I got some socks, but they're in the laundry. I'm sorry. I did not have those out. This puzzle, I did indeed get in a store. That doesn't help any. I loved the Ghibli stores. The first one that we went to was in Osaka, in this underground mall. Underground mall by our the hotel that we were staying in Osaka. And we just stumbled on it. Like, we were just kind of like, you know what? It's hot out and it's air conditioned down here. Let's just wander. You know, let's just wander. Let's just have fun. We're like, we don't have anything to do today. Oh, really? We just we checked into our hotel and we can wander now. And then we went there and we went to the Ghibli store. We found it, stumbled upon it. It was fantastic. I got, actually, it's in my bag, which I also got in Japan. And then I proceeded to fill it with everything I got in Japan. It's fine. I did a lot of gachapons. I'm fine. I don't have a problem. Anyway, the first thing I did end up getting was this case, little case, which I put my camera in. It fits perfectly. Yes. So that is now my camera bag. And then what was lovely about like the amount of time that we were in Japan is that it allowed us to see like the change of season inside the Ghibli stores themselves. So like the Ghibli store that I went into first, they were just starting to get like, you know, some fall display stuff set up, you know, like going into autumn. And then by like the last Ghibli stores that we went to, full on, they had a fall outfit inspo section with some collaboration. I have it saved. Give me just a second. Give me just a second to find the webpage. Who designed this outfit? They had like this whole outfit. It's Donguri Closet. I think I'm pronouncing that right. They have a bunch of Ghibli like clothing items from different Ghibli movies. And they actually have two different versions of this dress, but the only one that I ever saw in store was the black version, or this navy blue black version. There is supposedly supposedly a white version of it that instead of Kiki's broom and radio has the little bakery logo. My partner ended up buying me this dress. We thought that maybe they'd have it at the Ghibli park, so we didn't end up buying it when we first saw it in store. Then there was no displays at the Ghibli park. Nothing. It was not there. It was not there. It wasn't. So then afterwards we were like, okay, so we have to take a train back to the other train station so that we can hop the Shinkansen back to Tokyo. Are there Ghibli stores in between these two places? Because we're not going to make it to the one back in Tokyo before they close. And I really want, like, I can't stop thinking about this dress. I can't stop thinking about it. So we went to both, like, there were two at two different train stops in between. Like they were literally like 5 minutes from the train station, like barely anything, like two different stops on our 14 stop train ride back to the train station that we could take the Shinkansen back to Tokyo from. So we stopped at both of them. And that's when I bought the other Ghibli things, like the socks, the pins, this puzzle. I think the puzzle. Spent a lot. I spent less than I had actually intended on spending in Ghibli stuff. So I felt pretty good as far as the budget goes on that. And I got the dress. And it is comfy. It is. It feels like it's cotton. It washes and dries and is wearing like a cotton. So yeah. And then we had done like a bunch of other shopping and stuff. I got some makeup, some of which I'm wearing. So I actually brought out the things that I'm wearing. Not everything, because that seemed like a lot. But I did try the Can Make Cushion foundation. I actually am wearing 2 shades. And I'm lucky that I'm pale, because as specifically in like Can Make, their shade range abysmal. I know Tier has a cushion foundation that they actually do have like extended shade ranges, which thank goodness. I didn't see any of them in person. Every store I went to did not have extended shade ranges in store. But I really do like this cushion foundation for myself. It does work. Its shade ranges are limited. So I use 01 for like the center of my face. The center part of my face. And then I use 02 like cheeks and lower. It works. They work, you know. I like them, and I do really like their highlighter. So I ran out of foundation on the trip, so I did have to buy this paying tax so I could use it on, like, because I ran out in the middle of the trip. Same with the highlighter. I ran out on the trip. But stuff that I did get using the tax-free program was some lip products. So I got some lip products. I never thought about mixing foundation shades, but I'll have to do that one day. Yeah, so like I have found, especially because like I'm generally a little bit warmer than the lightest shade, but I am not warm enough for the second lightest shade sometimes, like in foundation ranges that I like especially drugstore foundations like here, I tend to have to mix the two lighter shades, or at the very least I have to like do concealer in like one shade and then like my foundation in another, and like kind of like mix it that way. For me, that's what I found. I needed new eyeliner, so I bought an eyeliner. I did a lot of Can Make. I got a lot of Can Make stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a lot of Can Make. And then at Daiso, I did pick up a bunch of patches because they were cute. And they were only 100 yen. Which is 65-ish cents. So I feel no guilt whatsoever. No guilt whatsoever. And I did get some stuff for, I did get a, I got this at the Ghibli Park. It is a Gigi patch. That one was, how much were you? I don't see your price listed. That's the thing. That's the thing with a lot of stuff in the Ghibli park. The Ghibli stores, I believe they did a better job of listing out the prices on things on their packaging. No. No, they don't. They actually didn't. Never mind. Forget me. I'm wrong. I am actually so wrong. Oh, no. This pin has it. This was 770 yen. So, $3? 4, 5, 6? Because if 1,000 yen is roughly $7, that's going to be like 5. Right? I'm doing like mental math. Like my mental math is like awful. But yeah, for the most part, prices not listed. Aquamarine Mindo. That's how they get you. They would have gotten me. Yes. So we, yeah. I got some of the Delicious in Dungeon, Mad Hatter, like Alice in Wonderland themed card, and I got one keychain. I'm gonna show you the way that I opened them. How I opened them to like see like what I got, you know. I got these from, I think I got these from Animate in Akihabara. Electrotown, yeah. Are they sewing patches? They are sewing patches. Iron on. They are iron on, but you can sew them on if need be. But they are iron on. They do have the iron symbol on the back. I opened this one first, the cards. I opened them and I was like, huh, okay. So I got our boys. I got our boys, which one is clearly the White Rabbit and the Mad Hatter, and I do not disagree with their casting. And then we've got the sister we're trying to save. Pros and cons to iron on. Pros, fast. So fast. Cons, they don't stay that long. They don't. Iron on patches do not stay as long as patches that are sewn in. But yeah, so I got these two and I was like, awesome, great. I'm missing my favorite character. So I'm so hoping that I didn't get a duplicate image in this one. I'm sure that you can guess by my tone that I did indeed get a duplicate. Literally, like, I'm sitting on our hotel bed and I'm opening these and I open it and I look at it and I'm like, of course I got a duplicate. Like, it's fine. No, honestly, it's fine. I'm just protecting it by keeping it in here because honestly, I'm actually like, I'm kind of afraid that the art on the back will just scratch off if I actually use it. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna display these, but until then, it stays in its packaging. But the cards are so fun. Like, they're so pretty. And it seems like there's just a lot of different varieties of cards that you could possibly get, because this card was not on the back of this. Like, the version of this card that I see, like, either on the back or the front is the Mad Hatter and then Alice. Like, that's the theming. The Mad Hatter and the White Rabbit. That's not one of the combinations. It seems like they have basically a combination of every character, like, next to each other. So in their Alice in Wonderland themed outfits, which is so fun. Which is so fun. So I got Yeah. Like they're so cute. I love them. I love Delicious in Dungeons. So that was great. As you can see from my Ida bag, I did a lot of gachapons. There we go. I did a lot of gachapons. This was mine from before. She came with me. The only things in here that are not from a gachapon are the Pokemon things here. It is a alchemy pin that I got at the Ghibli store and post-it notes. And then my boyfriend pulled the Eevee card from a pack that he got at the Pokemon store. My partner, yeah, it was great. And then I got this little. You can't really see it because it's so faint, and these cameras don't zoom in. So my hope of showing you, you just have to believe me, trust me, when I say that this is a little puzzle pin. I put together the puzzle and then put it in the pin frame thing. Of Eevee sleeping, and it's very, very cute. The rest of these are an illustration. Cutesiness. I became obsessed with them. Do I know anything about like their full background? No, not enough. But what I do know is that I'm a sucker for a cute little cat creature. It looks like there's a cat, like a teddy bear, a bunny. I'm a sucker for them, so they live there. And then I have a little thing here that has the one Pokemon thing that I pulled from. I could try, but I'm afraid that the glare... Oh, the glare is better. I'm afraid the glare from the plastic. There, we can hold it like that. It's upside down, though. That's gonna bug me. Hold up, wait a minute. The glare be struggling. Okay, so in here I've got alchemy, Sylveon, yeah, and then oh, which one are you? You have a name, and I know your name. It's this one. I mean, this one's Latte, which Latte I have the most of. Latte I've got like the two hair clips and then this little pouch. That is... I've got a paper with all their names on it. One second. I've got things pulled up on the internet because I was like, oh man, those are cute. Let me look this up. So they're Miko illustrations. And they're mostly just found everywhere. So that's Moose. So I've got Latte, Moose. I do have Souffle in a coin purse form in here. This is the coin purse that I was using in Japan, which I've now put my American coins in. I've got this. I could kill someone with how much this weighs. I could at least break a window. Could break something. It weighs a lot. So Souffle, she's such a cutie. Cammy. So I've got the four. Those are the four main ones from the gachas that you could get. It's Moose as in like the food. It's spelt like the food. Mousse. Moose. But they do have other characters in the series. There's Natsu, Poof, Koda, and Papa, and then Chu. Chu's a little mouse with big ears. And Puff is a little chick. See there. They're all really cute. And I became a little bit obsessed but I had restraint, and I did not like, other than this plushie, I did not pull on any one of their gotchas more than once. I was like, okay, I pull once on this, and whichever one I get, I get. So that was that. Yeah. Let's see. Either we can go back to playing Infinity Nikki, or I can put together this puzzle on on stream. Or, oh, I forgot. I'm going to go through my stamp collection with you. I got a bunch of stamps. So this is a little book I got from Five Below. It's a sketchbook. And then one of my friends had given me a bunch of Hello Kitty stickers, so I decided to decorate it with those Hello Kitty stickers. And I'm going to be turning this into a scrapbook with like the tickets and other things that I had gotten from around my trip. But we'll start with the stamps. Some of these are absolute disaster pages. They are embarrassingly bad. I'm not proud. I'm not proud. But I did have a lot of fun. This first stamp is not actually the first stamp that I got. I will tell you which is the first stamp that I got, and I hope that you understand why I didn't want it to be the first page. So, most of these are going to be train stations. This one is from the ropeway, and they're not all in the right direction. Yes. This is the ropeway in Hakone, going up the mountain that was so going up the mountain, and then you go down the mountain to the lake. You're supposed to be able to get a really nice view of Mount Fuji. However, it was cloudy. Anytime we were close to a decent view of Mount Fuji, cloudy. We just did not have any luck. The ropeway, and the little gondola that we took up the ropeway, we went over basically the middle point of this ropeway is a place where there is a hot spring, and you can get a lot of stuff related to black eggs, because they cook the eggs in the sulfur springs, because it was the location of a huge sulfur eruption so long ago, and they have harnessed the power of the fact that it is still emitting steam to power the hot springs, obviously, and to cook the eggs. So very, very touristy. I did get some stuff for some family members from there. So but did not see Mount Fuji. Saw a sliver of it for a bit there, but not well enough to get it on camera. That was really fun. To be honest though, we went there on our anniversary, my partner and I. And earlier in the day we had gone to this outdoor art museum, which was so fun. It was so fun. So cool. They had statues all over the place. They had a koi fish, pond, really, really beautiful, nature scenes. They had a Picasso museum in the middle of this, art museum. And, we were like, Picasso? Okay, let's go in. Let's see what we got there. It was a lot of Picasso's lesser known works, my understanding. Because tell me, I didn't know Picasso did anything with pottery. He didn't make pottery, mind you. He painted on pottery. I had no idea. Not a clue, but they've got a lot of it. And I was like, that's cool, that's fun. Had no idea. And I was like, I took an art class, and Picasso was how did this never come up in my art classes? About Picasso, my art history classes. How? Whatever. I mean, great. Loved it. Love learning new things. So fun. But at one point it was actually on our way down to the koi pond. There were some mossy stairs because it was raining a lot. Mossy stairs, and I slipped and I twisted my ankle and I got a huge bash on my my shin, big bruise. The bruise is still somewhat visible. Could not catch myself. My partner, it all happened like so quick. Like my partner helped me over to a place. Like thankfully there was a place like nearby that I could sit down. I had a towel with me, so like I cleaned up some of like the blood from like the scrape on my leg. And I took some pain meds so that like because I was determined to continue this day. Like I was like, no, like unless my ankle is broken, I am going, we're not like, we're going to have a good day. Like we're going to continue doing everything. Like I don't want it. Like in my mind, I was like, oh no, I'm so done. Like if my ankle like swells up really bad right now, like this day is done and we don't have another day to do the gondola. We don't have another day where we can do everything because we're like tomorrow we're going to another city. Like we're not like I get but we took the ibuprofen. 'Cause I did take some. I brought pain meds that I knew would work for me, in small quantities in my carry-on. So I rationed them for myself for the next week. Between the Tylenol and the ibuprofen, I like went back and forth, you know, like taking those like as I could, and the swelling did come down. Like that was not necessarily like the longest running issue. Like my ankle was fine-ish. That day though, it was pretty rough. Like that day, the next like 4 days were pretty rough. Once we got to Kyoto, it was relatively fine. My leg still hurt because of the big bruise, but my ankle itself was okay. But yeah, in Hakone, it that day, like we got where we were staying, which you'll see in some of the videos that I like once I get them edited, where we were staying, it was a ryokan, so we had like a hot spring, like that we could like hot spring bath. There was an outdoor onsen that had specific times when men and women could use it. So from like 3 to 9 or like 6 to 9, like there was like 5 to 9, something like that. Like it was like 9 o'clock was the cutoff. Women could use the outdoor hot spring, and then sorry. Apologies. I felt like I needed to sneeze there. Then from 9 to midnight, men could use it. And I was determined to like use that outdoor hot spring. We had a little, like we had a onsen like in our suite. My partner had he had picked out a room that had its own like outdoor onsen available, and I was like determined to use the the one that like had the, you know, the garden, like the whole, you know, like they had like the Zen garden like off, like I wanted to experience the whole thing. But once we got back to the hotel from like our whole day, I did not feel safe walking up the stairs to that outdoor onsen. Because because again, it was like raining a bunch, so the stairs were slippery. I was feeling really, really, really unsteady, and I just wanted to go to bed. So I did. And I used our outdoor onsen in the morning. So I did get to experience, you know, hot spring. Like, I loved it. It was fantastic. It was great. And I am proud of myself for not pushing myself to like too far, because I really did not feel, I was not feeling it that day. And then we traveled after that. Here's another stamp. Now, that's the first one. I'm going the wrong direction. So this is actually the first stamp I got. I got this at Yodobashi Camera. When I went to buy my camera, they had in the store, apparently on different floors, they had different Sonic characters, but the one that we found was Knuckles. I was like, I don't really want, like, I mean, I guess this makes sense, like, but I don't really want Knuckles to be the first stamp. I want him in this book. I just don't want him to be the first stamp. Respect to Knuckles. So he is the third stamp. We put him a little ways in. He's the third stamp. And this one was the bullet train from, I believe this one was the bullet train from Hakone, or like the town close to it that we could get the bullet train from, to Osaka. And then this is our station in Osaka, or the station close to the castle. I tried to get this stamp twice. That was the first time I did it, and I was like, you can barely see it, so we're gonna try again. And yeah, so those are from the Osaka castle. And then we're gonna get to the aquarium here, guys. This is where it gets unhinged and gets bad. Okay. I didn't realize how many stamps there would be. So I did not plan accordingly. Like, if I had known how many stamps there would be, I would have planned better. I would have tried to be cute about it. That's their mascot, by the way. I don't know what he's supposed to be. But it's there. I have, yeah, no words for that. This stamp is to be honest, I actually don't know what this one was supposed to be. Is he a penguin? I don't think he's supposed to be a penguin. I don't, because he's very blobby. Like not like that's not a beak. That's like a smile. Like, he's smiling. He's just like the Michelin Man, like a blob with a face. And we love, you know, we love a blob with a face. He could be anything. He could. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, because as you can see, I think part of the problem is how overused some of the stamps are. So the stamps go bad, because stamps do go bad. Rubber stamps go bad, and pretty much all of these stamps are rubber stamps. And as the child of someone who did Stampin' Up for a good chunk of time in the early 2000s, I've worked with I got no stamps. Stamps I have a fond nostalgia for. You know, love a stamp. A stamp is good, but rubber stamps, like, when you overuse them, they can go bad. Like, or like, you know, they can go bad. But also, when people don't put the lid back on the ink cartridges, the ink goes dry, and that, yeah, that's not good. So, couple of different factors going on here. This is from some of the other stations. I believe it was part of the subway station. It's in Kyoto. I've got them at a number of different stations. Then I don't remember where this one was from. I think that was in by the these were the by near the bamboo forest. Got 2. Yes. Yeah, it's a little owl. I believe this one, it's got the station on there. In English, so that's nice. I don't have to use my translate app. Except it's kind of cut off. That's fine. This one's upside down. But it's cute. And then a lot of the stores, when you buy stuff, especially if they're in a mall, they will tape the bag shut. Or they'll put, if you're not taking a bag, they will put a piece of tape over the barcode. Do I have an example of any of that here? Oh, here, yeah, from Animate. So the barcode on this one, to show that I bought it, because I bought it and didn't take a bag, they put tape over the barcode to show that you purchased it. This is okay for this person to have because they purchased it. And here is the proof. I decided when I bagged every things that I would keep the little tapes. So we've got the tomato tape from the tomato bag, 2 Pokemon Center stickers. These are the Ghibli store ones. This was part of the sticker from the store that I bought some yarn for a friend for their gift. And then this is from Valley of the this is the Witch Coven 13, which was the gift shop in the Valley of the Witches. And then we've got the Bandai Namco, because I got some stationery stuff at Bandai Namco. And then this was from a pharmacy. And then I have also a sticker from Yellow Submarine, which is where I bought stuff for my brother. And then the sticker from my suitcase. And then these are stickers for the Linimo, which is one of the trains that we needed to use to get to the Ghibli Park, which is very fun. Linimo is just a fun little name. Oh, did I get that twice? Oh, I did. Must have not realized I got it twice. Huh, fun. I got it 3 times. I must have just come at different entrances, because that's funny. These are all in Tokyo, these last ones. This one is the stamp from which, because I finally found it after like so many times of going to, like, I think we were in Akihabara like at least 3 times. We've been to Akihabara, and I finally found the stamp. And then this is all the stamps from the Tokyo National Museum. They had just like a table. It's just like, okay, here's all the stamps. Stamp. So I collected all of those, and I still have space to like add in like receipts, or like the little handouts or pamphlets, like cutouts and stuff from the other places that we went in there, to turn it into like a physical scrapbook. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to go about doing a digital scrapbook. If you want a sneak peek of what my digital scrapbook may or may not end up looking like, over on my Instagram, I did do a tiny little one for my packing list for Japan, also showing some of the photos and stuff so far. Yeah. Thank you for allowing me to do some show and tell. I had a lot of fun, and regardless of the fact that I got injured. But like, this is a gacha. It's a panda. I got it at the Ueno park area, which is where the National Museum is. It's where like there's a bunch of museums. So there's like a science museum, an art museum, the National Museum, and then there's a zoo. We did not go to the zoo. We did not go to the zoo. Show and tell us lots of fun things. Yes. Yeah. I had so much fun. I swear I'll be showing and telling for like not necessarily in the stream form, but at least like on social media as I like get footage off of my camera and onto my phone so I can edit it. For a bit here. I think this will be like the one stream where I do the stricter like, okay, this is the show and the tell. But yeah, I had a really good time, apart from, you know, the injuring myself very briefly and the getting kind of overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie, I was very overwhelmed the first little bit. Partially with the travel anxiety, B, I did not listen to people when they said that landing in Tokyo can be so incredibly rough. Did not listen to people when they said that. It was rough. There was a kid sitting behind us that actually like was throwing up like whole landing. That kid was not happy, and like while I was able to keep my cookies down, I for like until we were in Hakone, because we landed and then we were in Tokyo for like 2 days, and then we went to 3 days, 2 days 3 nights. Yeah, 2 days. That's not how it works. We stayed in a hotel 2 nights and then a third night at the other hotel, and then we went to Hakone. Yeah. So for those 3 nights that we were sleeping in Tokyo before we traveled to Hakone, every time I would lay down, I felt like I was on a boat. Turbulence. Yes, turbulence. The turbulence landing in Tokyo at Narita. Yes. The turbulence landing was so rough. So rough. So for those like first 3 nights, I would lay down and I felt like I was still moving. And then there's also the traveling like via train and not regularly traveling by train here, where there's also that movement. I think it really does depend on the person, like if you're more prone to like motion sickness or not. I really do, because like I was reading like other people that were saying like, yeah, I had the same exact experience, and other people like, I'm all good, dog. Like, what are you like? What? Like, I'm sorry. Like, that sucks for you. And so I was fingers crossing. Like, oh, I hope like it's fine. Like, I'll be fine. Should have taken Dramamine. Something. No. I did not. And that was stupid of me. It was so dumb. Not smart at all. Not a smart decision there. And I had previously, like in the past, I've used like C bands, like those bands that are supposed to help like do like the pressure points on your wrists to help with like motion sick. I couldn't find mine before the trip, so I was like, well, it won't be that bad. It was bad. I sometimes get motion sick for buses. Yeah, you know? Awful. It's rough. It's rough out here with motion sickness. Everything's causing it. Like, it's bad. Because, like, what? So it was the compounded thing of the the motion sickness from the plane, and then the trains, because those move all the time. Like those are they move. So you had like the compounding thing of that, and then the overstimulation of just literally everything. Everything. Like we went to Akihabara. I walked around there, and my sweet partner was like, "Okay, I know of this park. We should go there." And I was like, "No, I'm gonna force myself to like, get like, used to just everything. Like I want to like just, And he's like, "No, no, no, no. You want to go to this park? Let's go to this park. We need to go to this park." And I was like, finally, I was like, "Okay, how many stops away is it?" And he's like, 2. And so we went to this park and needed it. We like, going to Hakone and being out in the mountains with like so much nature around really, really helped. It helped so much. It helped to like calm me. And even though I did get hurt there, I still loved it. I think of any place like I would like recommend Hakone. Like if you're able, like if you do go to Japan and you are not wanting to stay like strictly in Tokyo, I think Hakone is great. It's not like there's, especially if you like nature, the outdoor art museum was fantastic. It was great to look around at the different like art installations that they had there. They have what was fantastic for me and my dietary restrictions is they did have a vegan ramen in their buffet, which was lovely. Because after I got injured, we like on our way out, like the buffet thing is inside like the gift shop area. So we got the buffet. I had some like good food, and then we that gave me the what is the word I'm looking for? The will, I guess, to continue on the day. And I think that the cable car and the ropeway going down to like if we had planned it better as far as like timing wise, I think that we would have been able to do some of the other things that were there. Like you can take a tour of the lake on a pirate ship, which is pretty cool. We did not do that. That seems pretty cool. Like there's just a lot of stuff that can be done there. If you really like nature and like to be not in as like loud and crowded of an area. There's a lot to do there. Gumption's a good word. That's a good word for that place. Absolutely. That sentence that I said a bit ago. And as far as like cities that I would want to go back to, I would if I do another trip, like a city that I would want to go back to and spend a lot more time in, I would love to spend more time in Kyoto. Kyoto has a really good mix of like getting that access to like beautiful like nature like walks. The bamboo forest was amazing. I loved getting to walk like you're like it's a path. Like I saw some people complaining about like you're not actually able to walk through the bamboo forest. I'm like, did you not see the signs for beware of vipers? I will gladly stay on that path. Like what are we talking about? Like I love nature, but I love being alive. So I'm good not roughing it. What are we what are we talking about? No, seriously, actually, it was at the Ghibli park specifically that I remember seeing those. Like it was there's a walkway between like the I'm gonna say main part of the park as in it's like the part that's like right inside like the entrance. Like you come in from the main entrance, you walk past the warehouse, sorry. Brain fart for a moment there. You walk past the warehouse, like it's the Valley of the Witches, the other little area, another little area over there. Anyway, you go to the pathway to get to the like the area where they have the Japanese garden and My Neighborhood Totoro. That area. You're walking, like, I think it's I don't remember how long it was, like 300 kilometers? That doesn't sound right. 40 kilometers? Anyway, you're walking a ways through the woods, like up the hills, like on paths, but you like have paths. There's paths to walk on. And they had signs of stay on the path, beware of vipers. And I was like, huh? Cool. But also the spiders, because like there are just spiders hanging out everywhere. I mean, it's nature, so of course there are spiders, but like my partner almost ran into one and we're like, we don't need to run into spiders here. Let's not do that, because like we can recognize like the spiders in like our like where we're from on which ones are poisonous and which ones are no big deal for us humans. There, I don't know. I'm just gonna assume that every spider is harmful. Because I don't know. It's similar with mushrooms, right? Like, or anything like forageable. Like there were so many mushrooms popping up everywhere. Like because we were there and it was like very rainy, and like mushrooms love rain. They like the moisture. They like to show themselves off when there's like moisture and rotting wood or whatever. So there was like a lot of, like logs that, were starting to decay where like mushrooms were hanging out, and like they were really cool to see, especially in like the National Garden, which we did go to the National Garden. That was great. That was fun. I loved that. That was so good. In Tokyo. Oh, great. And also that's another thing that I recommend. Like if you're staying in Tokyo and you're needing like a break from like city, go to the National Garden. It's like to get in at the time of year that we went, because I know during like Sakura season, and I'm sure probably peak autumn season, they have ticket prices that are higher in those seasons. But for like when we went, it was like what, 200 yen to get in? I could look back at my Suica. How much did I spend on my Suica for that? And you can pay with your Suica. Let's see. How much did I pay for the National Garden? What day did I go there? That would have been... What day was that? I can't tell. I'm looking at these transactions on my Suica, and I honestly can't tell. Anyway, so National Garden. Oh my gosh, my nose. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna do a post all about food, but I have some of the photos that are stuck on my camera, so I need to get them off my camera onto my phone so I can actually share them. Because I am vegetarian and dairy free or as dairy free as possible because of the whole slightly lactose intolerant thing. We went to a lot of vegan restaurants because of that's basically the easiest way to just make sure that my dietary restrictions are able to be met. And thankfully my partner is he's great with eating vegetarian foods, and when there were restaurants that had like vegetarian or vegan options, then like he could eat whatever he wanted, and we were good to go, right? So there was in Osaka, there was a vegan restaurant called Mercy Vegan Factory. They have a couple of locations, my understanding. And we went to the one in Osaka, and I had a curry that was so good. I would argue it's the best curry I've ever had in my life. I also had, and one of the things that I wanted to do at any restaurant that we went to, if they had a seasonal dessert, I wanted the seasonal dessert. If they had it, I wanted it. I wanted to try the seasonal dessert. So at that place, I had the seasonal dessert, which was a sweet potato pudding, and it was okay. It was okay. And then the next day we went to a way different part of town, to do it's called the Fusion Knit Museum. It's in Osaka, but it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours outside of like the main part of downtown by train. It was an hour and something trip it was a ways. It was a ways. But we went there, and like at this museum, you can design a item. Do I have the coaster on the table? The coaster from the Knit Museum, or is it in my bag? It looks like it's knit. Yes, thank you. Thank you. You could design something, and then it gets made, like you bicycle on it, like you bicycle power a knitting machine, and then you make this thing. So my partner and I both made coasters. I made one with the date that we adopted the kittens. And my partner made one with our anniversary on it. I don't have that one. He does. I have this one. And the two of them together was like, in American money, it's like $4. The museum itself is free to like walk around, but you have this little like event because we picked the coasters. You could also make a scarf or a pillow. We picked the coasters because we were limited on, at that point we were still limited on space for like luggage. Yeah, for souvenirs. So we did the coasters, and they're really, really cute. It was fun. It was so fun. But anyway, after we did that, we went to a vegan restaurant that I am spacing on the name right now. But that was near-ish by, it was like, okay, so we had walked from the train station. We had to walk 15 minutes to get to this place from the train station. And then to get to this, we had to walk 15 minutes further away from the train station to away from this place, which was also 15 minutes further away from the train station, so 30 minutes away from the train station that we had come into that part of town on, to this vegan restaurant. And I also had curry there, and then I had the like shaved ice dessert. I'm now forgetting the name of what specifically it's called, but I had that. And I preferred that over the pudding that I had the day prior, the sweet potato pudding. I preferred the shaved rice, but I preferred vegan Mercy Vegan Factories. Anyway, I've preferred their curry over that curry. So it was interesting. Like just as far as like taste preferences go, so definitely I really liked the Mercy Vegan curry. That one was really good. When we were in Kyoto had some of like the had a lot of vegan options, especially close to the hotel that we stayed in. There was one place that also was a chain, or at least like they had a couple different locations. They had one in Tokyo and one in Kyoto. We went to both the one in Kyoto and the one in Tokyo. And the one in Kyoto, it was, so my partner and I both had burgers. I had one that had like it had, it had like cabbage on it and then like a little bit like of a sauce, so very kind of similar to a coleslaw, but not really. Like it was a really good burger. I love that burger. And then for dessert at that restaurant, we had their seasonal pancakes, which was sweet potato with Mont Blanc, and that was good. That was that was great. Of the sweet potato desserts I had, I think that was my favorite. And then there was another restaurant that was like a 5-minute walk from our hotel, that we had like pizza and pasta, because we were feeling, we were at that point we were feeling like pizza pasta. That sounds nice. That just sounds nice, Um, and then when we got back to Tokyo, we stopped at a restaurant that had I had seen on TikTok. Most of the restaurants that we found, my partner actually found. He downloaded an app called Purple Cow, which is a food map app that has a lot of it'll like point out a lot of like vegan and gluten-free like restaurants like in the area, and like their reviews on things. So he found most of them, but we went to this ramen place when we got back to Tokyo that I had found via TikTok, and it had a vegan option on the menu, and it was a garlic ramen. So we got that. It was in Harajuku. Yeah, that one was in Harajuku. That was really good. That was honestly really good. And our last meal that we had in Tokyo was actually a repeat of our first meal that we had in Tokyo when we had first landed. The first meal that we had was a vegan gyoza restaurant in Ueno? Taito? I can find it on the map. Give me just a second. I'll tell you exactly where it was, because they deserve the shout out, because they like, and they were also like really, really busy. So yeah, vegan gyoza. Yeah, Taito City. It's actually pretty close to Nippori. It's like one train stop down from Nippori. It was really good. It was really good. Honestly, it was so good. So we had that, like you can get like a set of the different gyozas. Gyoza where they like have them either steamed or fried, and you get to try all the different flavorings, and they're like the dough is dyed different colors with different plants, and they give you then this sheet of like, okay, which colors, which flavor of gyoza, and they had like 3 different misos, and they had like my least favorite one was the celery one. I'm not gonna lie, celery, that one was disappointing. My favorite of those gyozas was probably the garlic miso or the kimchi one. Those were really good. Really good. So the first time we went, we just had the fried gyoza, and then we split the plate, because it actually is it's a lot of food. And then the second time we went, we were like, I mean, it's a lot of food, but it wasn't enough food for just like with one serving of them. So why don't we get 2 servings of the set? We get the fried, and then we get the steam, so we can try both. Some of them I preferred fried, some of them I preferred steamed. But it was great. It was a great spot. I liked that was kind of like our bookend meal. We had it when like as our first meal and our last meal in Japan. And then we did eat a lot at the konbini. I ate a lot of salted rice onigiri. I ate so much salted rice onigiri. And I fell in love with this almond milk there. The best tasting almond milk I've ever had. I loved it. I had it almost every day that I could find it, because often it was out of stock, and I'm like, yeah, because it's just that good. I don't blame you. I probably would have done the same. Yeah, see? Yeah. So fun. It was so fun. Yeah, such good food. I really, really did. I really did enjoy I really did enjoy it. It was such a good trip. I yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Now I'm hungry. I miss all the Japanese food for you. Thank you. We can all miss it together. We can all just all miss it together, you know? So yeah, this what was the app your partner had? I want to try that on our next trip out. Okay, so you do have to pay for it. I think it's like $5 for the app. But it honestly, like, as far as like the food recs on it, at least on the Apple App Store, you have to pay for it. So he paid for the app and it was on his phone. It's the Purple Cow? Purple Cow, I believe it was. He was looking up like how to find like good like vegan or vegetarian options when like traveling in Japan, and that was like the app that was recommended. And when we were in Japan and you were at a vegan store, they would have like their rating on Purple Cow. And like some of the vegan restaurants here actually is it Purple? Yeah, Happy Cow. Sorry, not Purple Cow. The icon is a purple cow. It's called Happy Cow. Happy Cow is it's like $4.99 on the American Apple App Store. And let's see. Discover best vegan and vegetarian restaurants anywhere. But yeah, he was doing research on how to like help me not be stressed out and have me like have food on the trip. And he found that, and then he started using it just before our trip because he wanted to see like if there was any places that would come up around here. And we found one around here. It was a restaurant that like we had no idea existed. It's actually next door to the DMV of all places. And it's really good. It is I'm not remembering its name, but it's like a soul food like the restaurant where they have like I mean soul food. They have like two separate menus. So they have like one menu which is like all like surf and turf, like New Orleans kind of like that kind of vibe of like food on that side. And then you have like the vegan side, which is like mushroom burgers and mushroom fries, like lion's mane fries, lion's mane mushroom like burgers. And then they had like during the summer, their seasonal thing, they had fried okra. And I was like, I haven't had fried okra since I moved here from college. I loved fried okra. When I was in college, like I loved it when I was living okra like in the South, like Southern, like you know what? I love it. It's free on Android. Yay. Oh, I am so jealous. But yay. But yeah, no, great. So it like goes through like in the app, it'll tell you like it'll rate the food on like vegan options, vegetarian options, like different stuff like that. I was going to ask, did you go to a school in the South? I did. I graduated from high school in Tennessee, and then, LOL, yeah, fried okra is so underrated. I love it so much. I do too. I do too. I love it so much. Yeah, so I graduated from high school in Tennessee, and then I went to university in Tennessee. Because of so my dad's employer agree, like they have this, like my dad's a teacher, and part of the compensation for the that the schooling system that my dad works for, which is religious. Part of their compensation thing is that they will pay for portion of college tuition. Um, YouTube is not. Sorry, I'm seeing a. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth stream. Yeah, I'm seeing that now. Okay, we're back. Okay. Let me know if it does, because I am seeing like the we have changed the streaming setup a little bit here. So I am seeing some of the I am seeing some of like that the error messages like popping up. So but anyway, so part of the compensation thing for that was that part of my college tuition would be paid by his employer if I went to specific schools. And one of those schools happened to be in Tennessee. And because I graduated from high school in Tennessee, Tennessee also would help pay for like a portion of my education, like via like a scholarship if I, kept my grades, like specific things. If I went to a school in state, I think the rate at which they pay, the rate that was paid for it was for like the first 2 years of college, was like, it would have been higher if I had gone to community college, but since I went to a private college, it was lower on that end. But yeah, that was how I went to college, and I still have student loans. It is what it is. But yeah, it was that the school that I went to was one of the most diverse schools in Tennessee specifically. So I was very, very lucky to get to experience a lot of really great friendships from people like from around the world and from across the country at that university. That was one of the things that I felt incredibly fortunate in, getting to make friends from like everywhere. But yeah, I loved, actually, I don't know if like you follow Martha and over on TikTok. She and her throuple just got married. Martha? Meredith? I'm clearly bad with names. I know it starts with an M. M-A. Margaret! I was wrong on all counts. Margaret, she actually moved to the city that my college, like the college I went to, is in. Like, so when they moved to Tennessee, they moved to the Chattanooga area, and where I went to college is in the Chattanooga area. And when she moved over there and she started doing like the touristy things in the Chattanooga area, specifically like there's a rock garden place. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful at Christmas there. This city is yeah. Okay, so how I found her, like I followed her from like Instagram, and then when she was on TikTok, then I followed her. How I knew about her was actually she did like Disney influencer content stuff. She had a podcast at one point with another like vintage Disney influencer. So it's like the vintage style Disney influencers. She was of that sphere for a bit. There, and that's like when I had found her on Instagram. She had a podcast with another person for a bit there, and then that dissolved at some point, and then followed her on TikTok because I was following people that I had followed on Instagram on TikTok if they were on TikTok at the beginning. And Tennessee is so pretty. We drove through the Rockies around Halloween last year. Gosh, it was beautiful. The mountains are my favorite part of I lived in college. Like, my family had lived in Tennessee, but then they moved to North Carolina and then New York when I was in college. Lot happened there in a little short period of time. So when I was in high school, when I graduated from high school, we were in Tennessee, and then my parents, like, I graduated and then my parents moved to North Carolina. And so when I would go home from college, I was in Tennessee for college. I would go home to North Carolina, in the mountains in North Carolina. I see. I try to avoid Disney influencers mostly because knowing me, I get it. No, I totally understand. I get it. 100%. She's not a Disney influencer anymore. Now she's Ren Fair. She does Ren Fair stuff. Like, literally, like, all of the content I see from her, like, lately has either been planning for her wedding and Ren Fairs. And she does, like, fantasy weekend getaway trips. Like, photo, like, arts and crafts weekends trips. That is all I know. We are mutuals on TikTok. At least I think we are still. We were at one point. We needed to use the bathroom so badly, though, but stopped long enough near the peak to look at all the foliage. I want to go back so bad. Honestly, like, I loved when my parents lived in North Carolina. I loved when I would go home from college and get to explore the mountains. By explore the mountains, I mean, I was in my car. I had to go to a doctor because, like, I would go home and then I'd have doctor's appointments that I'd have to go to. So I'd go to the doctor's appointment. I'd be done with my doctor's appointment. I'd have the car. So I'd be like, you know what? I'm just not going to use my map yet to go home. I'm going to drive around and I'm going to see what is here. So I'd drive around, found, like, little tiny cute small towns. And then I'd get home. Because, like, where we were, it was literally mostly just, like, little tiny little pockets of small town, like, in the mountains. We were near Asheville. Like, we were not, like, in Asheville, but we were near it. Yeah. Ooh, I do love Ren Fairs. To, like, enter that. Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, so loved North Carolina. North Carolina was great. My friend is a Disney adult, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy she has a season pass and gets to go for different events like yoga or Villain Fests. North Carolina is gorgeous too. It was my first time trying apple butter. I love apple butter. I've thought about it every fall since, yeah, apple butter's great. I love apple butter. Ooh, need to get some. Need to get some for sure. But yeah, no. So, like, I loved that. That was fantastic. I love I think that's something that I miss about that region is, like, the mountains. And I think that is partially why I loved Hakone so much, because Hakone, like, I mean, but Japan in and of itself is very mountainous, so many mountains, but Hakone, like, you're in the mountains and, like, the trains are going through the mountains, like, you're, like, every little town area is, like, just in the mountains. And, like, I looked around and I was like, I feel like I'm in North Carolina right now. Like, if I just, I ignore literally everything that's telling me I am in Japan. We had to we took a taxi from our hotel because we didn't realize that there was a train station within walking distance of the breakfast, because we did a breakfast with Buddhist monks. Like, in Hakone was the place where it was hardest to find vegetarian food that I could eat. But there, we did on that app, my partner found that there was like you could reserve getting having breakfast cooked by a Buddhist monk, and that's not gonna pass up some good food ever. And it was beautiful. It was great. The food was fantastic, and it was such a good, like, that was a great breakfast. I loved that. That was fantastic. And loved that. So we were taking a taxi because we didn't realize there was a train station near enough that we could have walked from the train station to it. Did not realize. So we took a taxi from our hotel to the house that the restaurant was inside. And riding in that taxi from our hotel to the breakfast, I just felt like I was like driving on like the back roads in North Carolina. Like it felt so nostalgic for me in that way. And I was like, if you just ignore the fact that I am in a Japanese taxi, it felt like that because like the mountain region it's just so pretty. I love mountains. I love mountains so much. I live in Illinois and we have very few mountains. Yeah, North Carolina, gorgeous. Of any of the states that I've lived in, I think I've had my legal residency be in. I think North Carolina might have been visually my favorite. Visually, yeah. I think visually I loved North Carolina. My sister-in-law is thinking about moving out to North Carolina, and I think it'd be perfect for her. The majority of her childhood was in Arkansas, and she misses it a lot. City life isn't for her. And North Carolina has more than Arkansas. Yeah. 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 Well, and like depending on like the part of North Carolina like you go to, like you've got so much absolutely beautiful nature. Like also waterfalls. I'm a sucker for a good waterfall. Tell me that there's a waterfall at the end of the hike and I'll be like, "Okay. How far? Do I need to pack a lunch? I'm there. Tell me that and I will hike for I'll go on the hike. But if it's a hike just for hike's sake, I'm not as enthused. Tell me there's a pretty view, a waterfall maybe. I'll be there with bells on. Since I got a little late with starting stream, I will go a little bit longer because I normally would cut like stop at like noon. But but yeah, it's I miss hiking for waterfalls. Yeah, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I to answer the question of I graduated from high school in the South. Majority of my life I've lived in the northern part of the country, but there was a good chunk where I did live in the South. And that good chunk was last 2 years of high school, all of college. There was a tiny bit earlier in my life where we lived in South Carolina for like a hot couple of years. But for the most part, I lived in majority of my schooling. I lived in either Massachusetts or Minnesota. And then, yeah, you can split elementary school pretty much like basically elementary school, Massachusetts, middle school, and then the first half of high school, Minnesota, and then never mind, that was my internet. What? Arkansas had some up there, but it was like one of the best things I ever got to do out there. Oh. Oh. But yeah, that's let's see. What else? What else? What else? Oh no. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? Oh, when it came to, I think one thing that I'm gonna miss a lot about Japan, other than like all the really good vegan food. Like we're like, okay, so my partner had previously gone to Japan with his friends the year before because he had a friend that was living in Japan at the time, teaching over there. And the way that he like described like their like, you know, the way that they like went about like getting to eat and stuff is very kind of spontaneous, like very spontaneous. Whereas like with how like going with me and my dietary restrictions, you could be like semi-spontaneous, but was semi-spontaneous within like a very small collection of things, places that we could eat. And you kind of had to like, it wasn't like, okay, like we're walking down the street and we can just, you know, stop into any restaurant. It was, okay, let's look at the map and like how many stops away are vegan options, or are there any vegan options nearby, and how we can spontaneously then pick like from the options available what we're feeling, and we might have to make like a trek there. So while those options were, compared to the sheer amount of food options in Japan, were limited, they were really good. Might not always have been to like my exact preference of taste. Like the sweet potato pudding was not my preference of dessert. Sweet potato pancakes, however, yummy, yummy, yummy. So good. This I might not be like the person where like how they prepare sweet potatoes as a fall flavor is not necessarily my preference on how to eat sweet potatoes. They were still good. There were some times where I didn't like the taste that much, but that comes down to like where my personal preferences are with sweet potatoes, and me not necessarily being used to eating white, though, like sweet potatoes that are like white. Like it was like a yellow sweet potato. The purple sweet potatoes were cool and fine, and like I'm kind of used to those because I have had purple sweet potatoes before. But the ones that were like yellow on the inside, I was not as familiar with. So they're like taste wise, like wasn't quite used to them. Hello, Taru. Hello, hello. So yeah. So while not everything was exactly my preference of taste, it was like I don't think there was any restaurant that I went to where my entire meal was not to my taste. I think I found something that I liked almost like literally everywhere. Like anytime we like stopped and ate something, like I loved it. Yeah. Like there was the food. I did not try natto though. Like the fermented soybean or like the bean thing, natto, whatever that is. Like every time we stopped in a konbini, I asked my partner, I was like, "Do you want to try it?" And he was like, do you? I was like, I don't know. Because like I don't want to, like they come in like a pack of 3 containers, and I'm like, I do not want to buy this and then like not like it and then feel awful about throwing away food. Like I do not want to waste food on the off chance that this is something that like my taste buds don't like. But I kind of regret not trying it. I'm gonna be honest. I think I kind of wanted to try it. There's a part of me that did, and then a part of me that was like, I don't want to waste food if I don't like it. Just got done with my first embroidery work. Yay! Woo! Congrats! We love it. Like, I'm like finally not like massively jet lagged, so yeah, that's why I'm working on cleaning up my my sewing area so I can actually work over there. It's a little flower. How have you been? I've been, you know, I'm recovering from jet lag. I've been recovering from jet lag, and we've just been talking about how I've been doing my show and tell about my trip to Japan. I'm and I've been good. I'm kind of missing I'm really what I am missing is the almond milk that I had found in Japan that was like so good. I'm missing that a lot. What was kind of great actually. It was kind of fantastic. For me specifically. When we were in Japan, my VPN did not come with like specifically the ability for me to call or text. So when I had the VPN on, only thing I could use was the internet. So I could use like Instagram to like message my family, but I couldn't get text messages. So people texted me while I was gone. I turned my data on when I got back. And like the group chats were like, I was just getting everything like all at once, and I was like, okay, like can you let me send a message to my family saying that I landed, please? But it was nice. I didn't get any of the spam messages while I was gone. That was nice. But I'm looking for the almond milk. Yeah, it was the Glico almond milk. Which they have a number of different versions of their almond milk. But let me see. But specifically, the version that I really liked was this one, which again, okay, I'm sorry, not gonna be able to, but this one, it was brown. The brown one. It was really good. I don't know what they put in that to like make it like, it was really, I'm a big fan of that almond milk while I was over there. I had that for breakfast a lot. And then I would get like kind of a little sad when I'd walk into like the convenience store and they'd be out of it, or they wouldn't have almond milk at all, and I was like, okay, that's fine, I'll just drink water. Or some apple juice. Yeah. But yeah, that's that. How are you, Teru? Apart from the getting some embroidery work done, how have you been? Think I'm gonna try switching over to the iPad. There we go. Let's see if we can get the music back. So yeah, while I was gone, I was able to get this outfit, which is amazing. I love it. Okay.
At night, time flies by so much faster. Before I've even
We'll
done
do
anything, it's already morning.
this one quest that I was in the middle of. And then I think we'll wrap up after this quest. Play some Infinity, Nikki. You gotta play some of it. Okay, I need... haven't been playing in a while because the Halloween dress has been wearing me out. I'm afraid that I'm gonna miss out on this storyline. Okay, so I think one thing that I think, and I would like people that play things like after the event like happens, I feel like some of these storylines are really not as like time locked, because I can go back to Fireworks Isle and there's like a couple quests that I did not finish on Fireworks Isle that I can continue. I can finish them. I can do them now. So did I complete that? No, I need to talk to her now. But where does she live? Samaritan Sam. There's, yeah, so I'm not sure how many of like the like specific quest things end up being like truly like locked behind a season. I think some of them are, right? Like I think some of it is locked behind season, but I feel like some of it just like you do get like, it kind of becomes part of like the storyline that you end up playing as you continue playing the game. Maybe? I don't know. Like I'm not 100% sure. Like at least some of these like side questy things. I think maybe like the main quest ends up being more like time locked, but then like some of like the side quest things, I think those end up being. It's mostly outfit I'm sad about. I don't feel safe using my time. You know what? Fair. Fair. That's fair. I used all of mine. And now we're rebuilding and I'll have to skip some outfits, and that's just the way it is. What if Valentine's Day one is a mega cute one? I gotta say, yeah. Yeah. From what I've seen of like the trailer for like the next update, it looks like they scratched whichever like Halloween-y outfit got leaked ahead of time. So that's what I've seen. Like I saw whispers of it, like that there was an outfit that was leaked that was very like Halloween like, and then like sketches of it, right? And then the outfit that they've like shown off is like not that at all. And yeah, I do think, I mean, I think they had to do something that like kind of made sense on like, I don't want to say like had to, because they didn't have to punish fans for like being excited seeing leaks, but it was an inevitability. At least their leaks are not as bad as Nintendo's. Specifically, Pokemon Company's leaks Did you hear about like everything leaking before Pokemon Legends ZA came out? Did you hear about that? I heard about that. I was in Japan at the time, and I was like, excuse me, what? What? The whole game? The whole game? Like, literally the whole game leaked. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why this patch. I don't know. I don't know. Like, honestly. I think Pokemon does leak marketing, but this one was a big one. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. I think part of Pokemon's marketing thing is the leaks. I think that is like their lowest budget form of marketing, because they know that if they I know that if they like, I know that they're like, okay, we're going to like leak specific things, right, about our upcoming projects, and the fans will do all of our work for us. Like, we will not have to spend that much money on this marketing for this game. They will do all the work for us. And absolutely, 100%. But no, I don't think that this was an intended leak. This was so beyond what has historically been like Pokemon leaks. Like you look at the history of Pokemon leaks, like leaked like content when it comes to like previous Pokemon games rollout. This was like not no. Yeah, I agree. I don't think this one was intended. I don't. I think this was, I think this was someone that had like got access that shouldn't have. Yay, we completed the quest. Okay. And we got a skirt. Oh, cute. How cute. Oh. So I have 2 of these pieces and I didn't realize this outfit existed. What? Oh, that is so cute. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I didn't realize. I did not realize. And I've got how many days? I've got like 3 days left, right? 4 days left? I've got 5 days and 2 hours. To get the rest of this stuff. Okay. Well, I am actually gonna go. My partner has offered to help me work on my resume again. So that I can hopefully get a job here soon. I was applying for jobs while I was in Japan, because I was hoping to have a job interview set up for when I got back here. But that that did not happen. I did not get a job interview set up. So my partner has actually offered to help me work on my resume again, to see if hopefully if I reformat it again. Yeah. That sweater is so cute. Oh, the star one? Yeah, that one is cute. Honestly, and I think that would be a really doable cosplay. That one? I think that would be an absolutely, like, doable cosplay. I'm actually not sure where we are as far as like the stream and me talking. I'm not sure how much delay there is. I'm really not sure. We have to get like, okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna end stream here. Thank you guys so much for being here and chatting and letting me do my show and tell. I hope you all have a really great day, a really great week. It's great that he's helping out with your resume. Yeah. He's helped me out like a couple times with it. And I have another friend that's also like, he actually sent me his resume as like an example kind of thing. So I've got like, I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful. So yeah, I'm gonna go get ready so I can meet him. He's actually gonna come pick me up, so I gotta go get ready. So I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay, stream is ending, but I think my voice should still be here. I just saw Tara's message come through. I'm glad that you're doing well, and I hope to catch you more next stream. Bye!